Now I'm gonna ask you something. Have you ever searched for a place on Google Maps and only found a blurry spot? Or worse, nothing at all? I experienced this last week. My friend and I were planning a road trip mapping out the route, and I looked at the map and saw a huge gap. There was a road, but nowhere for it to go. That's when I fell down this rabbit hole. Right now, at this very minute, there are towns in America that have been erased from maps. Some were erased because they were dangerous. Some were toxic. Some, well, honestly, no one knows why they were erased. The government isn't saying anything, Google isn't saying anything, and the local people are long gone. Today, I'm gonna tell you about these towns. 12 of them, all in America, all either erased from the map, blurred out, or had their street view disabled. Why? That's what we're going to discover together. But first, let me say this. After watching this video, you'll think twice about planning a road trip. Seriously, some places are off limits. If you're ready, let's begin. Don't forget to subscribe, by the way, because I create this kind of content and I don't want you to miss out. Moonville, Ohio. What comes to mind when you think of Ohio? Cornfields, boring highways, maybe Cleveland, but Moonville? Moonville is something else entirely. It's a small mining town founded in the 1850s. Even at its peak, its population never exceeded 100 people. Do you know how many people live there now? Zero. Absolutely zero. But what makes Moonville special isn't the town itself. It's the tunnel. That damn tunnel. This tunnel, the town's only railroad connection, now leads nowhere. The tracks have been removed, the town abandoned, but the tunnel still stands. Dark, damp, and people say it's not empty. There are local stories. The Watchman story, for example. In the late 1800s, a night watchman was run over by a train. His body was never found. Now, at night, a lantern light is seen in the tunnel. It flickers on and off. The watchman is still on duty. Nonsense? Maybe. But go stand there at night and see for yourself. If you search for Moonville on Google Maps, you'll see a forest where the town should be. The tunnel doesn't even look right in the satellite image. The street view is a joke anyway. The Google car never went there. Or maybe it did and never came back. I don't know. You know, I once tried to find this tunnel while passing through Ohio. It's not on the map. There are no signs, just a path. I went during the day, not at night. I'm not that brave. When I stopped inside the tunnel, how to explain it? You know how sometimes you go into a place and feel like it doesn't want you there? That's the feeling. I couldn't stay for 5 minutes. Would you camp in Moonville for a night? Let me know in the comments. I wouldn't. Honestly, I wouldn't. Centralia, Pennsylvania. Well, here's this town. Everyone should know about this town, but for some reason, no one does. Centralia has been burning since 1962. Yes, for over 60 years. The coal seams underground caught fire and no one could put it out. It's still burning. Do you know how it started? The city decided to burn the town's trash. It was normal back then, but the trash dump was on top of an abandoned mine shaft. The fire went down, it reached the coal, and that was it. It's been burning for 60 years. What's in Centralia now? Nothing. Well, there were houses, there was a church, there was a school. They've all been destroyed or abandoned. The asphalt roads are cracked. Smoke is coming out from underneath. In some places, the surface temperature exceeds 400 degrees. You could cook an egg there. Search for Centralia on Google Maps. There's a satellite image, but no details, no street view, because there are no streets left. Everything has either collapsed or melted. But the strangest thing is this. There are still people living there. Seriously. 5 or 6 people refuse to leave despite the government's evacuation order. Why? I don't know. If you ask them, they say, this is our home. Home? How can there be a home on top of a place that's turned into hell? There's a road called Route 61, the town's old main road. Now it's called the Graffiti Highway. The asphalt is cracked, and they've covered everything with spray paint. Tourists come, take pictures, and leave. Most come back. Most? They say the fire in Centralia will burn for at least another 250 years. Maybe my grandchildren's grandchildren will see it go out. By the way, this town was the inspiration for the movie Silent Hill. You might know it. That smoky town where ash falls, it was inspired by Centralia. Real life is sometimes scarier than horror movies. Times Beach, Missouri. Now I'm gonna tell you about a real disaster. Times Beach was a small resort town founded in 1925. It was a charming place near St. Louis on the banks of the Merrimack River. Everything was fine until the 1970s. Then the roads started to get dusty. The city paid a man to suppress the dust. The man found some cheap oil and sprayed it on the roads. Do you know what that oil was? Waste oil mixed with dioxin. Dioxin is one of the most toxic substances in the world. It's the stuff in Agent Orange. The man took toxic waste from a chemical factory and dumped it on the roads. He made money. The town was poisoned. In 1982, there was a flood. The river overflowed and flooded the town. And that water contained dioxin. It spread everywhere, into homes, gardens, playgrounds. The CDC came and tested it. The result? The town was uninhabitable. Everyone was evacuated. In 1985, the town was officially closed. So where is Times Beach now? Gone. Completely gone. The entire town was demolished. The soil was dug up. Everything was burned. A park was built in its place. It's now called Route 66 State Park. If you search for Times Beach on Google Maps, you'll see the park. There's no trace of the town. It's as if it never existed. But people still remember. Those who grew up in that town, those who later got cancer, those who lost their children, they don't forget. Times Beach teaches us this. Sometimes danger is invisible. Sometimes danger is hidden in the oil the city poured on the road. Did you know the story of this town? I was shocked when I first heard it. So a man poisoned thousands of people for money, and for years, no one noticed. What kind of world is this? Picher, Oklahoma. There was a town in northeastern Oklahoma on the banks of Tar Creek, once the center of America's lead and zinc mining industry. Most of the bullets used in 2 world wars were made from metals mined in this town. Picher armed America, and then America forgot Picher. Mining ended. Do you know what was left behind? Chat piles, huge mountainous mounds of toxic waste, lead, zinc, cadmium, all kinds of heavy metals. Children played on these mounds. Yes, really. They rode bikes, slid down the hills. No one told them it was poisonous. A 2006 study showed that 34% of the children in the town had dangerous levels of lead in their blood. 34%. 1 in 3 children was poisoned. That same year, the government added the town to the Superfund list. In 2009, the last schools closed. In 2011, the town was officially shut down. If you search for Picher on Google Maps, you can see satellite images, but most of the buildings are gone now. They were demolished. Only empty lots and those massive waste piles remain. But here's the thing, a few people still live there. They don't want to leave, or they can't. I don't know which is sadder. If you look at photos of Picher, it looks like a post-apocalyptic movie set. Abandoned houses, rusted cars, those dreadful gray mounds. There's no beauty, only decay. And think about it, 100 years ago, this town was one of the most important places in America. Now, it's been erased from the map. Gilman, Colorado. When you think of Colorado, ski resorts come to mind, natural wonders come to mind, the Rocky Mountains come to mind. But Gilman is different. Built on the banks of the Eagle River, atop a cliff, this town was an active mining settlement from 1886 to 1984. Silver, zinc, lead, everything was mined. In 1984, the EPA came, conducted tests. The soil was toxic, the water was toxic, the air was toxic. Everyone was evacuated in one day. Now no one lives in Gilman. The town is still there, perched on the cliff's edge, but entry is prohibited. It's fenced off. Warning signs are posted. No entry, hazardous area. If you look on Google Maps, you can see the town, the houses, the church, the school. They're all still there, but there's no street view. No one can get in to take pictures. From a distance, the town looks normal. It even looks beautiful, nestled among those mountains. But don't go near it. We don't know what's inside. According to local rumors, some young people sneak into the town. They do what's called urban exploration. Some have returned with amazing photos. Some have gotten sick from heavy metals. Gilman, Colorado's hidden shame. It's not shown to tourists. A small blip on the map. A place meant to be forgotten, but I haven't forgotten, and now you know too. Cahawba, Alabama's first state capital. Did you know that? I didn't. Cahawba was founded in 1820 and became Alabama's first official capital. It was a favorite of the Southern aristocracy, a center of the cotton trade, a wealthy town. Then the floods began. Cahawba was located at the confluence of the Dallas River and the Alabama River, a strategic but dangerous location. It flooded every year. In 1826, the capital was moved to Tuscaloosa. Cahawba lost its importance. After the Civil War, the town was completely abandoned. What's left of Cahawba now? Ruins, a few foundations, a few gravestones, lots of forest. It's protected as a historic site by the state, but few visitors come. If you search for Cahawba on Google Maps, you'll see forest. You can't even tell where the town was. There's no street view because there are no streets, but there are local stories. Lights are seen in the town at night. The spirits of soldiers who died during the war are said to roam. The rustling dresses of women who were once wealthy are said to be heard walking. A ghost hunting group once went to Cahawba and recorded all night. The results? Controversial. Some say they heard voices, others say it was just the wind. I want to believe it was the wind, but I'm not sure. Alabama nights are very quiet. Would you go to Cahawba, maybe during the day? At night? God forbid. Bodie, California's most famous ghost town. Bodie, a legacy of the gold rush era. Gold was discovered here in 1876. Thousands of people flocked here overnight. By 1880, the population exceeded 10,000. There were 65 saloons. Fights broke out every night. At least one murder was committed every week. Then the gold ran out. People left. By the 1940s, the town was completely abandoned, but Bodie wasn't destroyed. It's now preserved in a state of suspended decay. It's neither restored nor demolished. It's left as it is. It stands exactly as it was abandoned in 1940. You can see Bodie on Google Maps. There's even a limited street view, but most of the town, especially the interiors, is closed off. Why? Because it's cursed. At least that's what they say. If you take something from Bodie, disaster will befall you. A stone, a nail, a piece of glass, whatever it is. The curse is activated. In the park ranger's office, there are boxes filled with items that have been returned over the years. People send back the things they took with letters. Letters saying, I lost my job after taking this rock. I had an accident. My wife left me. Is it true? I don't know. But if so many people say the same thing, if you go to Bodie, don't touch anything. Seriously, take pictures, look around, but don't take anything. Do you believe in curses? I didn't. After Bodie, I started to believe a little. Rhyolite, Nevada. A few hours north of Las Vegas, right next to Death Valley, in the middle of the desert, there is a ghost town, Rhyolite. Gold was discovered in 1904. By 1908, the population had exceeded 5,000. There was a stock exchange, an opera house, a hospital, a school, everything. It was the American dream. Then the gold ran out. The mine closed in 1911. By 1920, only 14 people remained in the town. Now 0. Rhyolite is now something like an open-air museum. Most of the buildings are destroyed, but some still stand, especially the bank building. It's a 3-story stone imposing structure. Roofless, windows broken, but still standing tall. And then there's the bottle house. Yes, the bottle house. A man built a house out of 50,000 beer bottles. It's still standing. It's Rhyolite's most famous structure. Rhyolite shows up on Google Maps. There are satellite images, but the street view is limited. Since it's in the middle of the desert, the Google car probably doesn't come around much. The strangest thing about Rhyolite is its silence. The desert is already silent, but there's a different kind of silence in Rhyolite. I can't describe it. It's as if the town is listening to you. At night, lights can be seen in the desert. They say they're the miners' lanterns, ghosts still working after 100 years. Go to Rhyolite during the day. Don't go at night. Getting lost in the desert is no joke, and maybe, just maybe, there are people who can help you if you do get lost. Cairo, Illinois. At the southernmost tip of Illinois, where the Ohio and Mississippi rivers meet, there is a town called Cairo, but no one wants to live there. Once home to 15,000 people, this town now has fewer than 2,000 residents, and those 2,000 people would probably leave if they could. Cairo's story is a sad one. In the 1960s, racial tensions escalated. Boycotts, violent clashes, bombs. The town became a war zone. The white population fled. The black population stayed, but there were no jobs left. So what's left in Cairo now? Abandoned buildings, closed shops, decaying houses. The main street looks like a ghost town. Search for Cairo on Google Maps. The town appears, but the street view is very old. The last update was years ago. It's as if Google has forgotten Cairo too. Locals say that at night sounds come from the river. So, the voices of soldiers left over from the Civil War. Cairo was a strategic point during the Civil War. Thousands of soldiers stayed here. Thousands died. Cairo's most famous building is Magnolia Manor. It's a mansion left over from the Civil War. Now it's a museum, but visitors say strange things happen inside. Doors open by themselves. Footsteps are heard. Shadows move. Would I go? Maybe during the day. At night? Never. Cairo is one of the places America wants to forget. A living example of what racism, poverty, and neglect can do, and maps are slowly erasing it. Thurmond, West Virginia. In the mountains of West Virginia, on the banks of the New River, there was once a lively town, Thurmond. During the golden age of coal mining, more than 500 people lived here. It was also known as a railroad town. Trains passed through, coal was transported, life thrived. Do you know how many people live there now? 5. Yes, 5 people. One of the smallest towns in America. But here's the strange part. Thurmond is still an official town. It has a city council. It has a town center. Just no people. You can see Thurmond on Google Maps. The train station, a few buildings, a bridge, but no street view because no cars even go there. To get to Thurmond, you either have to take the train or drive down mountain roads. It's not easy. Maybe that's why no one goes there. There are local stories, of course. Ghosts of miners, spirits of those who died in the train crash. Whistling sounds are heard at night. Whether it's a train whistle or something else, no one knows. I once tried to find Thurmond while on a road trip in West Virginia. The GPS went crazy. It kept saying recalculating. I finally gave up. Maybe the town doesn't want to be found. Maybe the 5 people left there don't want new neighbors. Dudleytown, Connecticut. And now we've arrived at America's most cursed town. Once a town deep in the forests of northwestern Connecticut, it was founded in the 1740s. The Dudley family and a few other families settled there. It started out as a normal town, but then things went wrong. It's said that the Dudley family was cursed in England. They betrayed the king, were beheaded, and their family was cursed. And this curse was brought to America. Strange deaths began occurring in the town, people going mad, suicides, unexplained illnesses. By the end of the 1800s, the town was completely abandoned. So where is Dudleytown now? It's in the woods. It's protected by a foundation, a group called the Dark Entry Forest Association, and it's absolutely forbidden to enter. If you search for Dudleytown on Google Maps, you'll see woods. The location of the town is unclear. There are no street views. Even the satellite image is blurry. Why is it so secretive? The foundation says it's to keep curious people away. People who try to sneak into the town are arrested. They get fined. But local stories tell a different tale. Those who enter the town see strange things, shadows, lights, sounds. Some come back changed. Some never return. Dudleytown is the holy grail of paranormal investigators. Everyone wants to go in, but no one can. And maybe that's for the best. Would I want to go in? Yes, I'm curious, but I don't have the courage. And maybe it's not courage, it's just foolishness. Love Canal, New York, and last on the list, Love Canal. Right next to Niagara Falls, a neighborhood that was once a symbol of the American dream, but is now a symbol of the American nightmare. In the 1890s, William Love started a canal project here. The project failed. What remained was an unfinished canal. In the 1940s, the Hooker Chemical Company used this canal as a chemical waste dump. They buried 21,000 tons of toxic waste. In 1953, the company sold the canal to the city for $1. Schools and homes were built on top of it. Families moved in, children were born, and then the illnesses began. Cancer cases increased, birth defects increased, miscarriages increased. People noticed strange odors when they went out into their gardens. In 1978, the EPA arrived. Tests were conducted. What the result? A disaster. 82 different toxic chemicals were detected. 11 of these were carcinogens. Here they are, 12 American towns. Some are toxic, some are cursed, some are just abandoned. But they all have one thing in common. Maps want to forget them. I need to ask you, which of these towns would you visit? Or would you stay away from all of them? I can guide you, but I won't be joining you for the overnight part, just so you know. If you like this video, hit the like button. Even if the algorithm loves us, we need your support. Don't forget to subscribe because I'll keep making content like this. If you accidentally end up in one of these towns on your next road trip, at least you'll be prepared. Comment below, have you ever been to an abandoned place? How did you feel? Would you go back? And finally, maps can lie. Google doesn't show everything, but now you know. See you in the next video, stay safe, and please, don't go to these towns. Seriously, don't go.